Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news a slowing pace of the global economic expansion is leaving the debt overhang as a more serious problem in many countries. But first up today, there was another dairy auction, and on the face of it, it was a lackluster affair. Overall prices were up 0.6% in US dollar terms, a smaller rise than the 2.4% at the last event. However, things were undermined in New Zealand dollars. Overall prices dropped 2% in local currency as the New Zealand dollar continues its puzzling rise. That means in local currency prices are down 15% over the past 2 months, compared with an equivalent 9% drop in US dollars. None of this shows we're getting on top of our deteriorating current account deficits. Also falling away are US retail sales. Last week they rose less than 6% from the same week a year ago on a same-store basis. Meanwhile, the American commercial real estate sector is facing some rejection by investors. Big and small investors are queuing up to pull money out of real estate funds, the latest sign that the surge in interest rates is upending their commercial property sector. Also easing has been supply chain pressures, and by quite a bit. The Logistics Managers Index fell to only a modest expansion, the slowest since early in the pandemic. In China, debt as a percentage of its economy hit a fresh high at the end of June, with local authorities borrowing heavily to hold together an economy weighed down by the central government's pandemic policy. Their debt now exceeds 52 trillion US dollars, or almost 300% of China's GDP. And German factory orders rose more than expected in October from September, recovering somewhat from the prior month's retreat, but it still left them 3.2% below year-ago levels. In Australia, their central bank raised its cash rate target by the expected 25 basis points to 3.10%, which is a 10-year high. Banks have already responded with equivalent mortgage rate hikes there. The US Treasury 10-year yield starts today at 3.56% and down 6 basis points from this time yesterday. And the price of gold will open today at $1,771 an ounce, and that's down $1. And oil prices start today down $4.50 from this time yesterday, at just on $74.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is now down to just over $79.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar will open today at 63.4 US cents, and a little firmer than this time yesterday. Against the Australian dollar, we're half a cent firmer at 94.4 Australian cents, against the euro at 60.3 euro cents, and up slightly. That all means our trade weighted index starts today at 71.9 and up 30 basis points overnight. Get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.